Hi, my name is ColdBeer, and let's start with Minecraft Dungeons Ultimate Edition.
This is a very nice isometric hack-and-slash game, a spin-off of a very well-known game, Terraria. Well, maybe not, I'm kidding. The plot here revolves around a villain known as IAmLegend, the leader of monster armies. Here you can brave the dungeons alone or team up with friends. Up to 4 players can battle together, all that in an epic quest to save the villagers and take down the evil IAmLegend. You'll explore dungeons, swarms and canyons full of dangers. One thing that distinguishes Minecraft Dungeons from other hack-and-slash games is that your character's power is solely determined by finding better and better equipment, mainly weapons. Also here you can unlock over 250 unique artifacts and other stuff to perform and survive devastating special attacks. And when your wife or husband finds you playing this, say that you are doing research or something, you know, for science. Let's be fair, it's a game for kids, but it has over 90% of positive reviews on Steam, so how can you resist? This game is basically a lighter and simplified version of Elder Scrolls. No rotten dead bodies, no creepy experiments, no sex scenes, and somehow a lot of male characters look a bit feminine? Don't let that discourage you. For example, I really enjoyed Avowed, and let me tell you why. The exploration part was really rewarding, and that is one of the main things that makes any open world game enjoyable. You know, if you make an open world with nothing in it, just for the sake of it being open, it will feel empty and dull. But Avowed is not like that. Going away off a beaten path always feels like an adventure, often a deadly one. Another thing I liked very much, and I think it's the main selling point of the game, it's the fights, especially boss battles. They are as dynamic as they can get, and some are hard enough to make you reload a few times, especially if you rush and arrive underleveled. Which will you do, because while collecting some flowers for an NPC, you will find some entrance into the cave and you will be like,
"Oh, what is that? I must check that out."
And after half an hour you will find yourself fighting a giant jumpy spider boss. The biggest flaw of the game, in my opinion, are the cities. They feel dead and empty. Like in every Elder Scrolls game, the towns and cities are the place you want to be, to chat and barter with NPCs, and in Avowed, you just want to get out to the wilds and slay. Senua Saga, Hellblade 2. This is the sequel of the famous Hellblade Senua Sacrifice, where Senua returns to a journey of survival in Viking Iceland. As in the first part, here you will struggle to conquer the horrors of darkness by slaying puny enemies and by dealing with your own inner demons. The game has these almost photorealistic visuals, especially when you look at the faces. The expressions are amazing, every muscle moves as it should. You feel anger, pain, madness, and of course, hunger. For a good bowl of potato salad. I got you here, I know. So the story unravels in 10th century Iceland, which was recreated from real locations. So basically there is a tour somewhere in Iceland where you can visit all the spots, or if there isn't, that is a business opportunity, no doubt. Anyway, this is a psychological, horror-infused adventure with a deep and captivating story, stunning visuals and cinematics. Review score on Steam is close to 90%, so the sequel is definitely worth your attention. Age of Mythology Retold. So this is a spin-off from the Age of Empires franchise that was revived as a remastered version in 2024. The release was very successful because they stayed faithful to the principles and listened to the fans. You know, nothing like Warcraft Reforged. So the game has around 90% review score on Steam, and that is a huge success. Not as huge as your mama, but really impressive. Here you'll embark on a multiple campaign spanning 50 missions that will take you across a vast mythical world. You will besiege the mighty walls of Troy, battle giants in the frozen wastes of Midgard, and discover the mysteries of the best potato salad recipe. Well, at least some of these are true. The game has really beautiful graphics with a not bad physics engine, and it also supports controller. You know, probably not for intense PvP battles, but for casual campaign after a hard day at work. People on Steam are praising the game in unison. The only thing that triggers players is the remade voice acting. If you never play the game, you probably won't even care, but if you did try the original version, you will feel that uncanny valley right away. Nevertheless, this is a minor thing, the game is great. Yuppie Psycho Executive Edition. He will take on the role of Brian Pasternak, a young man with no future in a dystopian 90s society on his first day at one of the world's largest companies. Uncertain, unprepared, and massively unqualified. Will you have what it takes to shine in the company's hierarchy? It all depends on how you perform on your first assignment, and whether you can survive it. Probably not. You know why? Suddenly you discover what your new job actually is. You must hunt the witch, whose powers made the success of the corporation possible in the first place. Anyway, you will familiarize yourself with your workspace. Use the elevator to discover who's working and what's lurking on every floor of the company. Learn when to chat, when to work, and when to cover in terror from otherworldly beings. The game has above 90% positive review score left by thousands of players, so if pixel art doesn't scare you, it may be the best spoon of potato salad you tasted today. Espresso Tycoon. Here you will build a coffee shop of your dreams, where your customers can relax and drink delicious coffee, and you will feel like a real cafe owner, an empire builder, and create the whole strategy for your success. I always like games like that because they teach us how business works. What do you need to start one in real life, what are the dangers, the downsides, and so on. When you play games like that, you don't have to deal with real people, so you get all the benefits and no pressure. Also, no real money. Oh well. So here you'll spend your time decorating, hiring and managing employees, taking care of the supply chain, analyzing the budget, and advertising your coffee shop. The latter is the most important thing, at least in real life, because even the best product won't sell if nobody knows that it is the best. An enormous portion of every business should be allocated to advertising if you want to succeed. I spent 15 years in advertising agencies, so I saw the numbers, believe me. Anyway, the game has very positive reviews, and if you like tycoons like that, you will definitely have a great time managing your own coffee shop. To hell with the ugly. Here you play as Rocky, a young man with a certain charm that doesn't go unnoticed. After one night out, you wake up in a strange hospital, kidnapped and drugged. Whatever they did to you last night, they did it. You are pregnant now. No, seriously, I'm just kidding, you are not. But you were actually kidnapped and you need to get to the bottom of this, because these mysterious people stole something from you. I will not spoil what that is. Here you will investigate Los Angeles in 1950s, explore its darkest corners, meet the locals and immerse yourself in this film noir atmosphere. The game is a pure art, made with love and attention to details. Also a very nice music track and review score close to 90% is what may grab your attention as well. Although keep in mind that it contains nudity, so don't play it with your underage daughter or something. Or play, I don't actually care how weird your family is, do what you want, but most importantly, subscribe. Sir Whoopass, Immortal Death. Here you are, Sir Whoopass, a valiant knight with a heart of gold, and also the accidental architect of absolute anarchy and chaos in a once perfect world. Through a series of poor life choices, you managed to screw everything up, and now it's up to you to fix things by defeating your arch-nemesis. Also, the quest for the legendary villain-beating artifact will take you across the world of Weird Wood. Yeah, the name is perfect. And you will wander through the forests, delve into the swampy caves and explore various musty places in your way for glory. Or failure, I don't judge. Along the way you will find various treasures, buried secrets, and will learn why your mama is bigger than mine. Well, maybe not the latter, that is a secret universe will keep for itself, no offense. People are saying that the game is some weird mix between Magicka, Dark Souls, Serious Sam and your dad jokes. Game has a very positive review score and is hungry for your sweet loving touch.
You touch my tra-la-la.
My ding ding dong.
Sunset Overdrive. Here the Sunset City is under siege. A contaminated energy drink somehow has transformed most of the population into toxic mutants. For many it's the end of the world, but for you it's a dream come true. Your old boss? Dead? Your boring job? Gone? Yeah, sounds like a wet dream of every office worker. Although my advice would be to search for not boring job with a nice boss. I know, it's easier to tame a unicorn than that. Hell, what I'm talking about, it's easier to find a League of Legends match with non-toxic randoms. Anyway, here you will transform the open world around you into your tactical playground by grinding, vaulting and wall running across the city while using devastating, unconventional arsenal. The game presents itself as an open world with no rules. Run along walls, leap off buildings and grind power lines and rails to destroy your foes from every angle. Review score is around 90%, so if you like what you see, you know what to do. Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. Here you'll go after a row god over land and sea, captain your ship on a dangerous voyage of discovery across the vast unexplored archipelago region of the Deadfire. Also, have you noticed how all the names in fantasy games and books have some doomy and gloomy meaning?
Region of Deadfire, Lands of Crying Souls, Mountain of Doom, Sea of Sorrow, Forest of Banshee Screams,
and so on. Well, in the real world, all those places would probably have way less terrifying names given to them by locals, such as
Region of Rocks, Land of Dirt, the Volcano, Sea of Water, and Forest of Pedophiles.
Yeah, this is an exception. Way more terrifying than Forest of Banshee Screams, to be fair. Don't go there for any reason. Anyway, all the names are way less poetic in the real world. So in Pillars of Eternity 2 you will bend the world to your will, as you explore the depths of infinite possibilities, including detailed character customization and total freedom of exploration. People on Steam comments are saying that the second part has more interesting quests and activities than the first one. Well, it's for you to judge.
And now thank you for watching, have a nice day, and don't forget to subscribe.